Okay, so I have been seeing this tag called assumptions about me. What are your assumptions about me, right? And I find it really interesting because I love finding out more about people. Like, everybody has assumptions of somebody, right? And it doesn't always mean that it's true or that it's nice or that it's even remotely possible, but a lot of times it can be true. And so I've really enjoyed watching these tags on Instagram and YouTube. And so a couple of weeks ago, I actually took part in this challenge as well, posted it on Instagram on my phone, got a lot of responses back, both in the stories and in private messages and on the posts that I posted on Instagram itself. And so they've been coming in and I've been taking screenshots and kind of going through them. Now, a lot of them are the same ones, like, no kidding. I got the same things over and over again so many times. And it didn't surprise me because there are things that I've gotten before that I've had to address before, or like they're just not surprising to me. There are other things that made me chuckle, and then there are other things where I was like, what? No, it's not me. Are you gonna help me today? Alright, so I'm going to get started. Please forgive me. I'm using a brand new camera today and I forgot my microphone. And you might hear my rooster outside because he's going off today for some reason. But I'm trying this out. I actually bought a new camera to try and do more vlogs and videos with because I can actually flip the screen around and see myself. And oh my goodness, you are needy today. So if the quality is not as good, I'm trying to learn something new and that does not always work with me. So here we go. Alright, so what's the first assumption about me? So the first assumption was pretty funny. It says, you're awesome to hang with. I don't know. I don't feel like I'm very awesome to hang with. Like, I feel like I'm a pretty boring, normal, average person. Like, if we are not having a conversation that is in-depth or just really reaches the soul or really makes you think, or we're catching up in life, if we're not doing those things, typically like not an awesome person to hang out with. I'm really boring because like my attention span's so bad. It's so bad. And so if we're not planning something, working, talking about religion or politics or just depth of your heart type stuff or catching up on life, then I'm really, really boring. Just throwing that out there. This next one made me laugh. It says, I assume you always have it together. Have all the answers to all the questions. This is something that people assume about me a lot, and I think it's because of my personality. I'm an extremely confident person. And this has actually been one of the biggest things in my life that I have had to deal with, because I've constantly, by different people, even family members, been called a know-it-all, or, like I think I'm better than other people, like I think I know the answers to every question, and I don't, but the questions that I know the answers to, I'm pretty confident about that, but I'm also willing to learn as well. So I don't have it all together. I am a wreck. I am a mess a lot of days at home. There are a lot of topics I don't know answers to, and I definitely don't have the answers to all of the questions. So the next assumption is, you are an amazingly strong woman. I am not trying to brag, but I feel like I am a pretty strong woman. There are just things that I've had to go through in life that I was not always strong. I grew up very timid. I grew up basically doing whatever anyone else wanted me to do. I was a doormat for a very long time. I wanted to please everyone. I hated getting in trouble. I did not like getting in trouble. So I tried to be perfect, which caused me to rebel in some ways. But on the front, I wanted to be perfect. And unfortunately, that comes with not standing up for yourself and taking too much crap. And so, there were things that I had to go through as a teenager. There were things that I went through in early adulthood and even in early marriage where it taught me to be a pretty strong woman. And my husband and I were actually just talking about this recently, and he's like, when I met you, you were a doormat, and he has a reason for saying that. And he's like, and now he's like, you're incredibly, strong, and you make up your own mind and your own decisions and do your own thing, and he's like, you're a totally different person. So I am strong. I'm not the type of woman that's going to sit down and cry in front of you unless, you know, you've really touched my heart. I'm really, really upset about something. I don't like showing my emotions a lot in front of people. I'm just not that kind of person. I never have been that type of person. That doesn't make me strong, but it makes me, I've had to deal with a lot of stuff on my own and with myself and with God. And I feel like that has made me a strong person because I can lean so much more on Him than my emotions. And I can base so much of my opinions in life and decisions in life off of Him and not on my emotions. So the next assumption is that you might be Wonder Woman. So I am not Wonder Woman, am I? No. There are a lot of things in life that I am horrible at. I am a horrible housekeeper. That's one of them. You know, everybody's like, I don't know how you do all the things. Well, that's because I don't do all the things. If you're focusing on one thing, like planning the Homesteaders of America conference and keeping my child's education in order, then that means something else is lacking. And I know I only have one kid, y'all. I know this. I'm fully aware, and I have another one on the way. But I'm also an entrepreneur, and I also have a lot of jobs that I'm doing, articles that I write, things that I'm planning, and so it's a lot. It's a lot to keep up with, and add in a house on top of that you have to clean up with 2 boys that are a mess, and I'm not Wonder Woman at all. The next assumption is you're down to earth, easygoing, and you have big ideas. I would say that is true. I am pretty down to earth, even though a lot of people think I'm intimidating for whatever reason, and we'll get to that one in a second. I'm really down to earth. I'm not like prim and proper. I just go with the flow, and life is just, I don't know, I just let a lot of stuff roll off my back. I don't get stressed out a lot, contrary to what my eye doctor tells me. He says I'm stressed, but I don't think so. And I do have big ideas and big dreams, but I just kind of let it happen. If it happens, great. If it doesn't, that's great too. So the next assumption is pretty funny. My friend Allison actually posted this. She said, that you love me. Yes. Yes, Allison, I do love you. The next assumption is that you're totally awesome. Well, I'm really happy that you think that, but I mean, I think I'm pretty awesome, but I'm not going to like say that all the time, right? The next assumption is that you have always had an entrepreneurial spirit. So there's a funny story behind this. For years and years and years, at the church that we went to when I was growing up, it was a very spiritual church, and for years, we'd have these people come through, these pastors and leaders come through as guests, and they would always say, you are a leader. You're a born leader. You have, an entrepreneurial spirit. You are just born to do great things. Don't shut yourself down. But going back to the whole beginning assumption where I was a doormat. I was very timid. I didn't believe in myself. I didn't have a lot of self-confidence. I thought I was I was ugly. I was stupid. I was just a normal teenage girl who, an early adult girl who, I almost said child because I was a child, who just didn't believe in herself. And so I always said, I am not a leader. I do not have an entrepreneurial spirit. It took years and years and years before I actually believed that and actually started doing something about it. And so it's really only been recent that maybe I have always had an entrepreneurial spirit, but I didn't really accept that until in the last probably 5 to 8 years. The next assumption is, I assume you are absolutely amazing. You're well organized and productive. You are my hero. Well, that is flattering and that is touching, but I am the most disorganized person in the whole world, and I can be an extreme procrastinator unless I have a deadline. I work extremely well on deadlines. Here's an example. Today I have an article due for Community Chickens, which is a website from the Mother Earth News franchise, and it was due today, and I wrote the whole thing this morning, and after this I have to go outside and take pictures. And so yeah, I am not well organized. I am extreme procrastinator. But when I have something that needs to be done and I have a deadline, I'm extremely productive. I can get a lot of stuff done. So that's the truth. So here's one. This is a long one, and this is one that that was actually posted in a comment on my Instagram instead of in the little story thing. And she says, I assume that you're real. You live within your financial means. You're proud of your accomplishments. Even though you don't have a very expensive homestead, it's something we can relate to and not be intimidated by. I assume you're very proud of everything, your accomplishments in your life and your family foreseeing your vision. I assume you're a strong follower of Christ, so all in all, I'm a faithful follower because of your values. That comment really touched me. I'm going to break this down for you. So the first thing she said is that you're real. I am a very real person. What you see is what you get. I cannot stand fakeness in people. I cannot stand fakeness on social media. I don't share everything on social media because quite honestly it's nobody's business but my own. But I see so much fake on social media on a regular basis, and that's not me. Like, I can't even pretend to be fake because it annoys me so much. So I do try to be as real as possible. She said, you live within your financial means. We do live within our financial means. You know, we've been at a place where we've had a lot of debt and we are getting out of debt and we don't have a lot anymore. You know, we don't have car payments anymore. We don't have any of that stuff. We do splurge, with that said. We do splurge on things. And so we do try our hardest to live in our financial means, though. You're proud of your accomplishments. I am proud of my accomplishments, though I feel like I could do more simplistic things like keep up with my house more. Even though you don't have a very expensive homestead, it's something we can relate to and not be intimidated by. That's awesome. That's so awesome. I assume you're very proud of everything, your accomplishments in life and your family foreseeing your vision. Yes, I am proud of my accomplishments. My family did not see my vision for quite a long time, but they have slowly come around to that, and I am proud of that. I assume you're a strong follower of Christ. I am, though I have had many instances, including as recently as last year, where I have had my moments where I've strayed away. We all do. I wouldn't say stray away. Like, I still believe in God. I still worship God. I still have a very close relationship with Christ. But it's very easy when you are busy to just slack on that. And so I have had moments in life where I have slacked greatly with my relationship in Christ. Again, as recently as last year, and I went through a lot of things, a lot of emotions that I had to deal with, including getting pregnant. Actually, pregnancy brought me closer to God again, which was pretty funny. Before I got pregnant, I was just not in a really great place, and I have not talked about that to anybody, but I am a very close follower, a strong follower of Christ, and even in those situations, those short moments where I have been, you know, not totally in tune with His will for my life, I have always come running back to Him. And that was it for hers. So the next assumption is, I assume you will judge me negatively for eating Peeps. Actually, I would judge you negatively if you eat Peeps. I do not like Peeps. I've never liked Peeps, even when I was a kid. The next one is that you take too many naps, but it's not an assumption. Your dog has big bald spots. This is an inside joke from Off Career with Doug and Stacy. Doug commented. I do not take too many naps, but I do like my naps when I'm pregnant. That's something I had to come to terms with when I got pregnant, because I don't take naps generally. I'm generally a very active person. I'm looking at my chickens walking in the road. They're following my son, and but I'm generally an active person, and so that was something I had to come to terms with, and so that's just an inside joke. Next assumption is that you love your chickens more than some people. Truth. Truth, truth, truth. Including my dog here. I love my dog and my chickens more than some people. And I can even name those people for you if you want to, but I'm a good Christian woman and I'm not going to do that. Next is, I assume that you have it all together, because you really do seem to have it all together. Also, I assume that you're an absolute sweetheart. Thank you. You're very sweet. But once again, I don't have it all together. I am a wreck. There are some days when I am a wreck. I'm less of a wreck now than I used to be. But I don't have it all together. I'm not Supermom. I'm not Wonder Woman. I'm not this amazing, well-organized person, although it seems to be coming across that way online. I'm not. And I have even posted, like, hey, we had chicken fingers for dinner tonight. You know, like, we are just real and honest, and I do not have it all together. Next is that you are awesome and a fantastic representative of the homesteading community. Thank you. That was very sweet. Next is not really an assumption, but I'm really hoping you will make more videos, especially if you buy a new homestead. I'd love to see a homestead from the beginning. I'm on a half acre trying to make the most of it. Love seeing what you and Junior are up to. My goal is to, yes, when we do find our new forever homestead, that I hope to document all of it for you. I know that's a really important journey for so many people. soon. I know it'll be soon. Our plan was originally to put the house on the market this spring and find something, or rent for a while and then find something. But with the baby coming, that's not exactly convenient for us this year. So it's in our 2-year plan, I think, to get the house on the market, move, and find something new. Next assumption is that you're a good mom and a good wife. You are intentional and purposeful, and you are a woman of faith. That's very sweet. I fail daily at being a mom and a wife. You know, my husband and I have a great line of communication, and I used to fail a lot more at being a wife, and of course he's not perfect as a husband either, but we've always been able to talk through those situations and, you know, say, okay, what do you need from me now? Or what do I need from you now? And having those conversations has made our marriage really, really strong. And it's made us appreciate each other more, and it's trained us both. You know, nobody is born knowing how to be a husband or a wife, right? And we forget that. Like, we think we're going out here to find the perfect spouse. Well, the perfect spouse doesn't exist because we aren't born knowing what that is or what the other person wants, and each person is different. And so I feel like I'm a good wife, but I don't feel like I'm like the perfect wife. I feel like I'm a good mom, but I don't feel like I could be better. I could be a better mom. I could be more patient. I could be more loving. I could be a little less stressed out about parenting. And I feel like with this next time around, I will be a lot more patient and a lot less stressed. Anyhow, I feel like I could be a better mom. And so I feel like this time around, I have a little more confidence in myself to do that. Having a single child can be stressful because I feel like there is such a thing called single child syndrome. And they think they're an adult and they think they're a big kid, you know, and they're not. And it's very hard to combat that. And so that's something that I have had to deal with. And so our goal is next time around, if I can have more kids after this one, to have another one immediately afterwards, so we don't have single child syndrome again. I have no earthly idea where my camera shut off at. But I wanted to address the final thing, and which is what I got over and over again, which is you seem like you have it all together, but you also seem like you could be really intimidating. And that is something that I get a lot in life. I've gotten that a lot in life. Some of the other crazy questions I've skipped over because it's already been a 20-minute plus long video. But it's I actually wrote a blog post about this a long time ago where people think that strong personality type people are extremely intimidating. And that can be true, but I feel like it's because I'm a confident woman, and it's very uncommon to find women that are confident in themselves. I used to not be confident, as you can see from some of the other questions. I used to have a lot of self-doubt. I used to have a lot of things going on in my head, and I still do at times. I mean, I'm not like so confident where I don't believe there's anything wrong with me. I apparently can come across that way, but that's not the type of person that I am. I've seen women like that. I've seen women on YouTube like that, especially in the homesteading community. They think they're perfect and their poop don't stink. And I'm not that woman. I'm real, I'm honest, and trust me, I try not to be intimidating. But I think it comes across that way because I am confident and I am a successful woman. But I am just like any other woman out there. And that's why I wanted to do the assumptions tag, to let you know that I am just like everyone else. So please always feel welcome to come to me. I mean, I might be so busy that I might not have time to answer every single question or comment or message or email, but I do love people so much with my whole heart, and you know, I try to exemplify that online as much as I can. So if you want to do the assumptions tag and you have a YouTube channel, do it. I encourage you to do it. I want to know that you did it. So come back and put the link in the comments below once you do, or if you have a special assumptions tag video that you just like, you can drop it below. But thank you for watching this video. I hope it wasn't too boring, and I hope that you have a great day. Happy homesteading.